How's it going, everyone? Blake here with another Blake of Spades episode where today I am talking about Tim Tebow again, because why not? Everyone else is talking about him, but I will be approaching this from a different perspective, my own personal perspective, which is, supportive of Tebow and what I believe he would bring to the Jaguars organization. But before I do, though, if at any point when you're watching this video, if I seem like a cool guy, all right, that you would want to listen to, more often, then please consider hitting me with a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the button twice to make sure that you're notified of future content. I talk a lot of football on here. I want to talk more, and I want you to be there for it. All right, so let me start by saying that I am not going to waste your time with all the leadership talk and how he could be great for the locker room, blah, blah, blah. That's some surface level mumbo jumbo that, may be true to an extent, but nothing, nothing he says will have any weight without on-field production. And that, my friends, is a hard fact. All right, these are grown men making millions of dollars. They don't care what Tim Tebow has to say. All right, they just don't care. Unless he's out there producing, he's irrelevant to anything that's going on. That is just the way it is. But can he produce? Can 33-year-old Tim Tebow actually make the team, and not only make the team, but make an impact? First, yes, I think he could make the team. Why? Because, Jacksonville's tight end depth chart isn't anything special. And even their best option would be a third or second string player at best on most NFL teams. So in other words, Tebow doesn't have to be great to make the team. He's just got to be sufficient and show the bare minimum of what's necessary to play the tight end position in the NFL. If you're going to sit there and tell me that at bare minimum, Tim won't be able to get a few yards and catch the ball for short yardage gains or first downs and touchdowns from time to time, then I don't know what to tell you, man. I think you may be blinded by your disdain for the man and holding on to some gatekeeping philosophy about players changing positions. I think he could do it, I think he could, but we're not going to know for a few months. What I don't see is, what I don't see Tebow doing is running routes and catching balls on the run. For one, he's really not fast enough to beat most NFL linebackers, and he will straight up get murked by them if he tries. All right, that is, I believe that's a fact. He will straight up get murked by them if he tries. That's not hating. That's being realistic. I also don't really see him with his hand in the dirt blocking, but you know what? Tebow is a big, strong dude. So if he can master the art of blocking, then he might be decent. But I'll tell you right now, if I am Urban Meyer, I ain't about to have Tebow block for Trevor Lawrence. It ain't happening. So I expect that most times when he lines up, pretty much like 9 out of 10 times, it's going to be to be a receiving tight end and not to be a blocking tight end. That's what I think. I also want to propose this idea, and I know it's not an original one, but I believe it's a valid thought and could happen. But what if he could be used similarly to how the Saints have used Taysom Hill? Critics of this will say, well, Hill runs a 4.4, he runs a 4.40, and is more of an explosive runner than Tebow is as a 4.7 runner. Granted, he could still run a 4.7, but I imagine that he can, or else he probably wouldn't even be trying to make it as a tight end. Perhaps he's even faster, as he has lost some weight and could be a factor there. But anyways, look, Tebow does not have to run a 4.4, to be a gadget player like Taysom Hill. Because for one, Tebow's run style is like, it's like a Mack truck, all right? It's like a Mack truck running at you with bad intent. whereas Hill is more of an elusive type runner that tries to evade pressure. Why couldn't Tim Tebow occasionally be used as a Mike Allstott type bulldozing running back, fullback as well? I just brought up an old name there. Some of you probably, are familiar with him. Also, who's to say that Tim Tebow could not occasionally launch the football down the field on trick plays? Historically speaking, Tebow had a pretty good deep ball, and I doubt that he's lost that ability. My point is that I think Tebow could be an offensive weapon for the Jags, a wild card, or how about a wildcat? Yeah, he could be the Jags' wildcat, because when they put him in, they have to be prepared. Look, the defenses have to be prepared for all 3 or 4 ways he could be utilized. He could be utilized as a running back, as a fullback, as a tight end, which is his position. He could also be utilized as a quarterback. He could also just be out there blocking. You have to be prepared for whatever they may use him for. That's why Taysom Hill is usually such a threat with the Saints, is because when he's out there, you don't know what's going to happen. But anyways, I don't think I'm crazy in thinking this. The guy is a natural athlete that played football for half of his life. He's a natural athlete with fundamental knowledge of the game. Look, with all that being said, all right, I'm rooting for the guy. This is the classic underdog story, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I feel bad for the guy that the media is trying to link his situation to the Kaepernick situation and how so many are writing him off before he even shows what he can do. It's also annoying that all the talking heads act like he was ousted from the NFL because he couldn't play, when in reality, it's always been about his celebrity being bigger than what he was on the field. Because he wasn't a great football player. He wasn't a great quarterback. That's the position we saw him play. He was not a great quarterback. I think he was just so different from what anyone had ever seen before at the position. But, at least at the NFL position, they didn't know how to react to it. But I think eventually he probably would have gotten figured out. And he probably would have had to change positions, But I don't think he really wanted to do that. But yeah, his celebrity was always bigger than what he was or who he was on the field. He also wasn't politically correct with his beliefs, which created a circus. Everyone wanted to hear Tebow preach, so that they could make fun of him. It was really annoying. But he kind of, fed into their hands. So, a lot of it is on him. Hopefully, Urban reins him in when it comes to that and tells him to just focus on football. Not that having faith is a bad thing. But look, guys, if you support Tebow and want him to have the best chance possible, then let this just be about football. Because I guarantee you, that is what he's hearing from Urban Meyer and the coaching staff and probably the front office. That's probably a condition of him getting this opportunity, is to just not let his celebrity take over and become a distraction. He has to play the game on and off the field. Like, we expect that of other players, when it comes to them, putting their beliefs front and center. Tebow shouldn't be any different. That's my opinion on that. But yeah, I think he does make the team, and I do believe he will contribute in small ways over the course of the season. I would not be surprised if he has a few really big moments, but it's very unlikely that he'll be on the field much and will likely be used as a decoy more times than not. Before I end this video, let me just say that I do agree that Tebow is getting way too much attention for a guy that's just trying to earn a roster spot, but I also understand that a lot of that is due to him being so popular for who he is off the field. And the fact that he does have a very big following of fans that root for him, in whatever he does. The Jags organization know this, and they are certainly going to exploit that for business purposes. All right, that's just the way it works. But I just, guys, I just hope this doesn't become a circus, because the Jags deserve to win. They deserve to get out of the dark pit they've been in. So yeah, I hope all this works out. Well, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the rambling on for so long, but I had a lot to say. And look, if you made it to the end of this video, you are the real MVP. And words cannot express how much I appreciate you, because I do. I appreciate you very much. If you haven't already, please do hit me with a thumbs up and subscribe for future football content. I am Blake, and until next time, y'all have a good one.